Hello, Alt K. Today we're reading about ants. It's a nonfiction book. Mostly has real photographs, does have a few drawings. It's written by Lucy Bowman, illustrated by Paul Parker, and designed by Alice Reese. Here's our table of contents. Ant life. Ants are a type of insect. They live in nearly every country in the world. Like all ants, these red harvester ants live and work together in a large group. Close up. Ants have 6 legs. Their bodies are made of 3 main parts. It's because they are an insect. They have a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. And like all insects, their legs are all on the middle part, which is the thorax. Down at the bottom it says, a single ant is strong enough to carry 50 ants. Wow, they are very strong. Ants have feelers on their heads. They use them to touch and smell things. They have strong jaws that they use to dig, cut, carry, and protect themselves. Their legs have hook-like claws that they use to climb plants. They can even walk upside down. Well, ants run everywhere. I've seen them go up walls. They've gone up my arm. They go up trees. Busy ants. Ants live together in huge groups called colonies. The ants in a colony all have different jobs to do. The queen is the mother of all the ants in the colony. She lays lots of eggs. Worker ants take care of the other ants and bring food to them. Some types of colonies have soldier ants. They fight off attackers. This soldier ant has huge jaws. Yes, it does. It uses them to attack its enemies and to chop up large pieces of food. Some queen ants can lay thousands of eggs in one day. Building nests. Most ants live in nests. The nests can be different shapes and sizes. Wood ants gather dead leaves and twigs and make a mound. They build their nests by digging rooms and tunnels underneath. You can see all the different little rooms and things they have down under there. If the nest is cold, ants sit in the sun and then go inside. Their bodies warm the nest. If the nest gets hot, they dig holes in the mound so cool air can get in. These weaver ants have made a nest from leaves glued together with sticky silk. Looks like a little cone. Down here where the acorn is, it says some tiny ants make their nests inside acorns. They would have to be very tiny. Keeping safe. Ants have clever ways of protecting themselves and their nests. Turtle ants have wide heads that they use to stop attackers from getting into their nest. So stop. These red wood ants are squirting smelly liquid. The smell scares attackers away from the nest. Look at them. Looks like they're all having a big spitting contest. Bull ants inject an attacker with poison from the end of their abdomens. A black carpenter ant explodes, covering its attacker in sticky glue so it can't move. Wow. Bullet ants have the most painful sting in the world. Well, I hope I never meet a bullet ant. Under attack. There are many different creatures that eat ants for food. A black bear and her cubs find an ant nest under a rock. She uses her strong paws to flip the rock over. The cubs lick up the ants and their young with their tongues. Young insects known as antlions dig holes and eat any ants that fall into them. Oh no! Oh, what animal is that? It's an anteater. This anteater has found an ant nest in a tree trunk. It licks up lots of ants quickly before they start to attack. Yum, yum. Growing up. Young ants hatch from eggs laid by a queen. They grow into adults in stages. The eggs hatch and larvae come out. Adult ants care for them and feed them. Each larva spins a silk shell called a cocoon around itself. Its body changes inside. Around 3 weeks later, adult ants break out of the cocoons. These ants are keeping the larvae clean by making sure they stay healthy. Some ants grow up into adult ants without a cocoon. Look like kind of see-through jelly beans, don't they? Starting a colony. Some types of ants have wings. They fly away from their nest to start new colonies of their own. A male and female carpenter ant fly into the air, then they mate. The female is now a queen. Her wings fall off. She finds a hole in an old log. She lays lots of eggs. They grow into workers. This is the start of a new colony. This carpenter ant worker is chewing wood away to make the nest hole bigger. See how it's using its jaws. At the bottom it says some queens lick their eggs to make them hatch. Finding food. Different types of ants eat different food, such as plants and other insects. The ants in a colony work together to collect food. An ant finds seeds. As it goes back to its nest, it makes a smell that stays on the path. Other ants from the colony follow the smell to find the seeds. Each ant uses its strong jaws to carry a seed back to the nest. So it's leaving a little trail. It's just a stinky trail. These ants have found a dead centipede to eat. They are helping each other carry it back to their nest. They work as a team. Fire ants sometimes kill and eat small lizards. Whoa, that would take a lot of them to carry that back. Growing fungus. Fungus grows in some ant nests. The adult ants look after the fungus and feed it to the young. Leafcutter ants bite off parts of the fungus and feed them to the larvae. The ants also chew up leaves and push them into the fungus. This helps it to grow. That's why you see all those little pieces of green in there. The ants take care of the fungus by keeping it clean and healthy. If you remember, leafcutter ants live in the rainforest. This photo shows fungus growing inside the nest of some leafcutter ants. A young queen takes a piece of fungus to grow her new nest. Ants and aphids. Some ants feed on other creatures without killing them. Aphids are tiny insects. They suck sugary liquid from plants for food. A liquid called honeydew leaks out of the back of their bodies. Honeydew is a good ant food. Ants collect it and take it back to their nest. So they're not hurting the aphid, they're just collecting that little drop of honeydew. Some ants take care of aphids so they can collect honeydew all the time. These ants are guarding aphids to keep any attackers away. Sometimes ants take aphids to their nest to keep them safe. Do you know who eats aphids? Ladybugs. Amazing ants. Ants can do incredible things. This is a honeypot ant. It has stored food in its body until it is so full that it can't move. When other ants in the colony need food, the honeypot will spit some out. Gliding ants can travel by gliding through the air. Look at him. Whee! Dracula ants drink the larvae's blood without killing them. Whoa, that's very strange. Fire ants can float on water if they link their legs together to make a raft. Whoa. On the move. Army ants don't live in nests. Instead, they spend most of their lives moving from place to place. As they travel, they catch insects for food in their sharp, powerful jaws. When the queen needs to lay eggs, all the ants stop until the eggs hatch. Then the ants move off again. Workers carry and feed the larvae. At night, the ants stand close together to make a shelter with their bodies. The queen and her young are safe inside. Whoa, all those ants are protecting the queen. Army ants are usually blind. They use touch and smell to find their food. Very interesting. Desert ants. Some ants can survive in extremely hot places such as the Sahara Desert. Silver ants dig a nest in the sand. It is cooler there than in the hot sun. They stay in the nest until it is so hot any attackers will have gone away. It's like, I'm not waiting anymore. My feet are burning. The silver ants are safe to leave their nest. They spread out looking for food. They carry the food back to the nest quickly before they become too hot. Silver ants have very long legs that keep their bodies high off the hot sand. Yup. If you've ever walked on hot sand, you know how that burns your feet. Their bodies look shiny because they are covered in tiny silver hairs. Silver ants' hairs bounce back the sun's hot rays, helping the ants to stay cool. And that may be all. And that's all. Thanks, ants!